Let me ask you something. When was the last time you put yourself first? Not your job, not your family, not the endless to-do list. You. Most people are running on empty, pouring everything into others while neglecting their own needs. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, why they're exhausted, why nothing's working. Listen, the moment you decide to prioritize yourself, your growth, your health, your mindset, everything changes. Your energy shifts, your confidence rises, your relationships improve, success starts to flow effortlessly. You want to break through? It starts with you. Because when you get better, everything around you gets better. You are the foundation of your life. Everything you experience, your relationships, your career, your happiness, stems from the state you're in. Think about it. When you're exhausted, stressed, and overwhelmed, how do you show up in the world? You're irritable with your family, distracted at work, and too drained to pursue your goals. But when you're energized, focused, and aligned with your purpose, everything shifts. You engage with people in a more meaningful way. You make better decisions, and you take actions that lead to progress rather than just survival. Most people live reactively. They wake up already behind, rushing to fulfill obligations, meeting other people's needs while ignoring their own. They think, once I finish everything on my plate, then I'll take care of myself. But that moment never comes, and before they know it, they're burned out, frustrated, and feeling stuck. The truth is, waiting until everything else is handled before prioritizing yourself is a losing game. There will always be more tasks, more responsibilities, more demands. The only way to break free from this cycle is to flip the script. Take care of yourself first, and watch how everything else becomes easier to manage. Think of it like building a house. If the foundation is weak, it doesn't matter how beautiful the structure is, it won't stand the test of time. The same applies to your life. If you don't invest in your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, every area of your life suffers. You might push through for a while, but eventually the cracks will show. Maybe it's constant exhaustion, strained relationships, or a loss of motivation. Maybe it's a feeling of resentment because you're giving so much to others and getting nothing in return. It's not because life is unfair, it's because you haven't made yourself the priority. Some people believe that prioritizing themselves is selfish. That's a dangerous misconception. If anything, it's the opposite. When you take care of yourself, you have more to give. You bring more patience, more love, more clarity, and more energy to everything you do. Your work improves because you're thinking clearly. Your relationships strengthen because you're present. Your confidence grows because you feel in control of your own life. It's not about neglecting others. It's about ensuring that you have the capacity to show up fully. Consider the most successful, fulfilled people in the world. They don't let life happen to them. They take control of their time, their energy, and their focus. They wake up with intention. They invest in their personal growth. They don't say yes to everything just to please others. They set boundaries to protect what matters most. That's not luck. That's a choice, and it's a choice that's available to you. If you want to transform your life, it starts with one decision to make yourself a priority. This doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities. It means understanding that when you operate at your highest level, you can handle those responsibilities with greater ease and efficiency. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need an excuse. The time to start is now, because when you prioritize yourself, everything else truly falls into place. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Yet so many people treat it as an afterthought, something they'll get around to when they have time. But the truth is, waiting until you have time to take care of yourself is like waiting until your car breaks down before you decide to put gas in it. If you don't make self-care a priority, you will eventually hit a wall, mentally, emotionally, or physically. There's a common misconception that taking time for yourself is selfish, that focusing on your well-being means you're neglecting your responsibilities. But think about it. If you're constantly running on empty, what kind of energy are you bringing to your work, your family, your goals? When you're exhausted and stressed, are you truly giving your best? Of course not. You're just going through the motions, barely keeping up, and deep down, you know you could be doing so much more if you weren't constantly drained. The people who achieve the highest levels of success, fulfillment, and happiness don't do so by accident. They have habits and routines that ensure they operate at their peak. They understand that they are their greatest asset, and they treat themselves accordingly. They don't wait until they're completely burnt out before they rest. They don't ignore their health until a crisis forces them to pay attention. They don't sacrifice their mental well-being just to keep up with external demands. And they proactively take care of themselves because they know that when they do, they perform better in every other area of life. Imagine you're carrying a heavy backpack filled with responsibilities, expectations, and obligations. Every day, you pick up more weight. Work demands, family duties, financial pressures. Over time, the weight becomes unbearable, but instead of stopping to take something out of the bag, you just keep trudging forward, hoping you'll somehow adapt to the load. That's what life feels like when you neglect yourself. You keep piling on more responsibilities without taking a moment to recharge, and eventually you collapse under the pressure. But what if instead you set aside time each day to lighten the load? What if you took intentional breaks to recharge, refocus, and re-energize? Suddenly, the weight doesn't feel so overwhelming. You move through life with more clarity, more energy, and more resilience. That's what self-care does. It gives you the strength to carry everything else more effectively. Taking care of yourself isn't just about bubble baths or spa days. It's about making sure your mind, body, and emotions are in a state that allows you to function at your highest level. It's about movement, exercising, not just for aesthetics, but for energy, strength, and longevity. It's about fueling your body with food that nourishes rather than drains you. It's about getting enough rest so that you can wake up feeling powerful instead of depleted. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your time so that you're not constantly being pulled in 100 different directions. It's also about mental and emotional self-care, giving yourself permission to disconnect from negativity, whether that's toxic relationships, social media, or your own limiting beliefs. It's about replacing stress and anxiety with practices that center you, whether that's meditation, journaling, or simply spending time doing what you love. It's about surrounding yourself with people who uplift you instead of drain you. The reality is, no one else is going to prioritize your well-being for you. Your job won't suddenly demand that you take time off. Your family won't always remind you to rest. Society won't hand you permission to slow down. If you don't take control of your own self-care, no one else will do it for you. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment to take care of yourself. The moment is now. Start by making small shifts. Wake up a little earlier to have quiet time for yourself. Move your body daily. Eat in a way that fuels you instead of depleting you. Set boundaries with people who drain your energy. These small actions compound over time, and before you know it, you'll feel like an entirely different person. The irony is that the more you prioritize yourself, the more you're able to give to others. When you take care of yourself, you have more patience with your loved ones. When you protect your energy, you show up to work with greater focus and efficiency. When you feel strong and energized, you can pursue your dreams with full force instead of barely scraping by. You can't keep pouring from an empty cup. If you want to be the best version of yourself, for your family, your career, your future, you have to start by making self-care non-negotiable. When you do, everything else in your life will start to fall into place. Your energy dictates your success. Think about the times in your life when you felt unstoppable. When you were focused, productive, and moving forward with confidence. What was different? You had energy. You had the drive to take action, the clarity to make decisions, and the resilience to push through challenges. Now, think about the times when everything felt difficult, when even the smallest tasks seemed overwhelming. What was missing? Energy. Energy is the fuel that powers everything you do. It affects the way you think, the way you interact with people, and the way you handle obstacles. When your energy is high, problems feel like challenges you can conquer. When your energy is low, those same problems feel like insurmountable barriers. Most people don't realize how much control they have over their own energy. They wake up feeling exhausted and assume that's just the way life is. They push through each day in survival mode, relying on caffeine and willpower to get by. They don't stop to consider that their habits, choices, and mindset are either fueling their energy or depleting it. Your body is like a high-performance vehicle, but if you're constantly running on fumes, it doesn't matter how talented or ambitious you are, you won't get very far. High energy isn't just about physical stamina. It's about mental clarity, emotional stability, and overall vitality. If you're constantly feeling drained, it's a sign that something is out of alignment. Maybe you're neglecting sleep, fueling your body with the wrong foods, or allowing stress to consume you. Maybe you're surrounding yourself with people who drain your energy instead of lift you up. Or maybe you're spending your time on activities that don't truly fulfill you, leading to a sense of exhaustion that isn't just physical, but emotional as well. One of the biggest energy killers is stress. When you're overwhelmed, your body is in a constant state of fight or flight. Your mind races, your muscles tense, and your focus diminishes. Over time, this chronic stress drains your energy, making it harder to think clearly, make good decisions, or take meaningful action. The key to maintaining high energy is learning how to manage stress, not by ignoring it, but by adopting habits that allow you to process and release it. Movement is one of the most powerful tools for this. Exercise isn't just about fitness, it's a way to clear your mind, reset your nervous system, and generate the energy you need to show up powerfully in your life. Another critical factor is sleep. In a world that glorifies hustle culture, sleep is often the first thing people sacrifice, but no amount of ambition can make up for chronic exhaustion. Your brain needs sleep to function at its highest level. When you're well rested, you think more clearly, react faster, and have greater emotional resilience. When you're sleep deprived, everything feels harder, and your productivity plummets. The most successful people don't just prioritize sleep, they protect it, understanding that it's one of the greatest tools for maintaining high performance. Then there's nutrition. Food isn't just about calories, it's information for your body. The quality of what you put into your system directly affects your energy levels, mood, and mental clarity. When you fuel yourself with whole, nutrient-dense foods, your body responds with sustained energy and focus. When you rely on processed foods and sugar, you experience crashes, brain fog, and fatigue. Small changes in the way you eat can create massive shifts in your energy levels. Beyond the physical, your mental and emotional energy are just as important. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, and the people you surround yourself with all play a role in how energized or drained you feel. If you constantly engage in negative self-talk or surround yourself with people who bring you down, it's no surprise that you feel exhausted. Your mind consumes energy just like your body does, and if you're feeding it negativity, worry, and doubt, you'll always feel depleted. Protecting your mental energy means setting boundaries, choosing your thoughts intentionally, and being mindful of what you expose yourself to. One of the most effective ways to create and sustain high energy is by aligning your life with what truly excites you. Passion is a natural energy source. When you're engaged in work or activities that you love, you don't have to force yourself to be productive. It happens naturally. But when you're spending your time on things that don't inspire you, every action feels like a struggle. If you want more energy, start paying attention to what lights you up and move in that direction. Ultimately, energy is everything. If you want to achieve success, happiness, and fulfillment, you have to take ownership of your energy. That means taking care of your body, feeding your mind with empowering thoughts, surrounding yourself with people who elevate you, and pursuing the things that bring you joy. When your energy is high, you perform better, think clearer, and attract more opportunities. Success isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter. And the smartest thing you can do is make sure your energy is always working for you, not against you. Clarity comes from within. Most people spend their lives searching for answers outside of themselves, looking to others for guidance, waiting for circumstances to change, or hoping that the right opportunity will appear. They think that if they just find the right job, the right partner, or the right moment, everything will make sense. But real clarity doesn't come from the external world. It comes from taking the time to understand yourself, your values, and your purpose. When you lack clarity, life feels chaotic. You feel pulled in 100 different directions, unsure of what truly matters. You might find yourself saying yes to things that don't align with your goals simply because you don't have a clear vision of what you actually want. You hesitate, second-guess yourself, and feel stuck in a cycle of indecision. But when you take the time to go inward, to reflect, to question, to truly listen to yourself, you begin to cut through the noise. Suddenly, the distractions fade and the path forward becomes clear. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with clarity is that they're too busy to stop and think. They fill their days with obligations, distractions, and constant busyness, leaving no room for real introspection. They wake up, jump into their tasks, and go through the motions without ever pausing to ask themselves, is this what I really want? But without reflection, there is no clarity. If you don't make time to check in with yourself, you'll always feel like you're running without a destination. The first step to gaining clarity is to eliminate distractions. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with information, news, social media, other people's opinions, all pulling our attention in different directions. It's easy to mistake other people's expectations for our own desires. It's easy to get caught up in comparison, believing that we should be chasing what someone else has. But true clarity comes when you shut out the noise and tune into yourself. This means creating intentional space for reflection. It could be through journaling, meditation, or simply spending time alone without external input. The key is to give yourself permission to slow down, to step away from the constant demands of life, and to listen to what your mind and heart are telling you. What excites you? What drains you? What are the things you do that make you feel truly alive? The answers are already within you, but you have to be willing to listen. Another powerful way to gain clarity is to focus on your values. Your values are the foundation of who you are. They determine what matters most to you, what drives your decisions, and what brings you fulfillment. When your actions align with your values, life feels meaningful and purposeful. But when you're out of alignment, everything feels forced and disconnected. Take the time to identify your core values. What do you stand for? What principles guide your decisions? When you're clear on these, decision-making becomes easier because you have a filter to determine what's right for you and what isn't. Many people assume that clarity comes from having all the answers, but in reality, clarity often comes from movement. You don't have to know exactly how everything will unfold, you just have to take the next step. The more you act, the clearer things become. Action eliminates doubt. When you sit around waiting for certainty before making a move, you stay stuck. But when you take action, even if it's imperfect, you gain new insights, new experiences, and a clearer understanding of what works for you and what doesn't. Clarity also comes from letting go of what no longer serves you. Sometimes we hold on to old beliefs, habits, and commitments simply because they're familiar. We resist change, even when we know deep down that something isn't right for us. But true clarity requires honesty, the willingness to acknowledge when something isn't working, and the courage to make a change. This might mean letting go of toxic relationships, stepping away from a job that drains you, or shifting the way you think about yourself. Growth requires releasing what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. Ultimately, clarity is about trusting yourself. The answers you seek are already within you. The more you practice tuning into your own intuition, the more confident you become in your decisions. You stop looking to others for validation and start making choices that align with your true desires. Clarity isn't about having a perfect step-by-step plan. It's about knowing who you are, what you value, and what direction you want to move in. And when you have that, everything else falls into place. Boundaries are essential for a balanced and fulfilling life, yet so many people struggle to set and maintain them. They say yes when they really want to say no. They overextend themselves, taking on responsibilities that aren't theirs. They allow others to dictate their time, energy, and emotions, leaving them feeling drained, resentful, and overwhelmed. But the truth is, without boundaries, you can't truly prioritize yourself. Without boundaries, your life is controlled by the expectations and demands of others rather than your own values and goals. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out or avoiding responsibility. It's about recognizing your limits and protecting what matters most to you. It's about understanding that your time, energy, and mental well-being are valuable and that you have the right to protect them. Boundaries are an act of self-respect. They communicate to yourself and others that you value your needs, your goals, and your personal growth. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with boundaries is the fear of disappointing others. They worry that saying no will make them seem selfish, rude, or unhelpful. They've been conditioned to believe that being a good person means always being available, always accommodating, always putting others first. But this mindset is a trap. The more you neglect your own needs to please others, the more exhausted, frustrated, and unfulfilled you become. You can't give your best to the people around you if you're constantly running on empty. Imagine your energy as a battery. Every interaction, every commitment, every task either charges or drains that battery. When you have clear boundaries, you protect your energy by choosing what you engage with and what you let go of. But when you lack boundaries, your battery gets drained by things that don't serve you. Obligations that don't align with your values, relationships that take more than they give, and commitments that leave you feeling resentful. The result, burnout, stress, and a deep sense of imbalance. The key to setting boundaries is clarity. You have to know what matters to you before you can protect it. What are your priorities? What are your non-negotiables? What drains your energy and what fuels it? Once you have that clarity, you can start creating boundaries that align with your needs. This might mean saying no to extra work that interferes with your personal time. It might mean limiting time with people who bring negativity into your life. It might mean setting limits on social media, phone calls, or other distractions that consume your mental space. Many people fear that setting boundaries will damage their relationships, but the opposite is often true. Healthy boundaries create stronger, more authentic connections. When you communicate your needs clearly, you teach others how to treat you. People who respect and care about you will honor your boundaries. Those who don't may resist at first, but that resistance is not your responsibility. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotions or reactions. You are responsible for protecting your well-being. Enforcing boundaries takes courage. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. You might feel guilt creeping in, telling you that you should be doing more, giving more, saying yes. But over time, you'll realize that boundaries don't just protect you, they empower you. They give you the freedom to focus on what truly matters. They allow you to show up fully in your work, your relationships, and your personal growth because you're no longer stretched too thin. Think about the most successful and fulfilled people you know. Do they say yes to everything? Do they allow others to dictate their time and energy? No. They are intentional about where they invest their resources. They don't waste time on obligations that don't serve them. They don't engage in drama or negativity. They protect their focus, their peace, and their energy. And that's what allows them to operate at their highest level. The moment you start setting boundaries, you take back control of your life. You stop living on other people's terms and start living on your own. You stop feeling overwhelmed and start feeling empowered. You stop saying yes out of obligation and start saying yes to what truly aligns with you. Your time, energy, and peace are priceless. Protect them. The stronger your boundaries, the stronger and more fulfilled you become. And when you operate from a place of strength and clarity, everything else in your life begins to fall into place. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you experience in life. It shapes how you perceive challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and ultimately, how far you go. The difference between people who thrive and those who struggle isn't just talent or resources, it's how they think. A strong, growth-oriented mindset allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities, while a negative or fixed mindset keeps you stuck in cycles of doubt, fear, and frustration. Your thoughts create your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that things are too hard, that you're not good enough, or that success is out of reach, you'll unconsciously sabotage your own progress. Your mind will look for evidence to support those beliefs, reinforcing them until they become your truth. But if you shift your mindset, if you start focusing on possibilities instead of limitations, you begin to open doors that once seemed closed. You start finding solutions instead of excuses. You begin to see failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone to growth. One of the biggest mindset shifts you can make is recognizing that you are in control of your reactions. Life will always bring challenges. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and moments of uncertainty. But the way you interpret and respond to those moments determines your outcome. People with a strong mindset don't let external circumstances dictate their emotions. They don't crumble under pressure or give up when things don't go as planned. Instead, they ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? They see every challenge as an opportunity to build resilience. Another key aspect of mindset is self-talk. Most people don't realize just how much their internal dialogue affects their action. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good at this, or I'll never succeed, your brain will find ways to prove you right. But if you shift that self-talk to something empowering, I am capable, I am learning, I can figure this out, you create an entirely different reality for yourself. The words you say to yourself matter. They either lift you up or hold you back. The choice is yours. Mindset is also about focus. What you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you'll find more problems. If you focus on solutions, you'll find more opportunities. The most successful people in the world don't have fewer obstacles than others. They just train their minds to focus on what they can control rather than what they can't. They don't waste time worrying about things that are out of their hands. Instead, they direct their energy toward action, toward problem solving, toward creating a better future. Your environment also plays a role in shaping your mindset. Who you surround yourself with matters. If you spend time with people who complain, doubt themselves, and settle for mediocrity, that energy will affect you. But if you surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to be better, you will naturally elevate your own mindset. The conversations you have, the content you consume, the habits you cultivate, all of these shape your mental framework. A strong mindset also requires discipline. It's easy to be positive and motivated when things are going well, but what about when things get tough? That's when true mindset strength is tested. Do you give in to negativity or do you push forward? Do you let fear stop you or do you take action despite it? Discipline means showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work even when it's uncomfortable. It means training your mind to be resilient, focused, and solution-oriented, no matter what's happening around you. One of the best ways to strengthen your mindset is through daily habits. Gratitude, for example, shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already abundant in your life. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to see the good, even in difficult situations. Visualization is another powerful tool. When you consistently picture yourself achieving your goals, your brain starts working toward making that vision a reality. Affirmations, reading empowering books, and surrounding yourself with growth-minded people all contribute to a powerful, unstoppable mindset. At the end of the day, mindset is a choice. You can choose to focus on what's possible instead of what's difficult. You can choose to see setbacks as lessons instead of failures. You can choose to believe in your own potential instead of doubting yourself. When you make that shift, when you take full ownership of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, you unlock a new level of potential. And when your mindset is strong, everything else in your life begins to align. Self-investment is the most valuable commitment you can make. Too many people spend their lives pouring their time, energy, and resources into external things, work, relationships, obligations, while neglecting the one investment that will have the greatest return, themselves. When you prioritize your own growth, skills, and well-being, everything else in your life begins to elevate. You become more capable, more resilient, and more fulfilled. The success you desire in your career, relationships, and personal life is a direct reflection of how much you invest in yourself. One of the most important aspects of self-investment is learning. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to grow are the ones who get left behind. The most successful people never stop learning. They seek out knowledge, challenge their own thinking, and push themselves to expand. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, learning new skills, or seeking mentorship, every step you take towards self-education makes you more valuable, not just in your career, but in every aspect of life. Knowledge builds confidence. It allows you to make better decisions, adapt to challenges, and recognize opportunities that others miss. Beyond intellectual growth, investing in yourself means taking care of your physical and mental health. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life, and when you neglect it, everything suffers. Energy, focus, and productivity are all tied to your health. If you're constantly tired, stressed, or running on fumes, no amount of ambition can make up for that. Prioritizing exercise, proper nutrition, and quality sleep isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling strong, thinking clearly, and showing up as your best self every single day. Self-care is also a crucial form of investment. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. People often think of self-care as something indulgent, but it's actually one of the most strategic things you can do. Taking time to rest, recharge, and engage in activities that bring you joy isn't selfish. It's essential to sustaining long-term success. Burnout happens when you constantly give to everything and everyone except yourself. When you take time to care for your own well-being, you're not only improving your own life, but you're also bringing more energy, focus, and positivity into everything you do. Your mindset and emotional well-being are just as important as your physical health. Investing in yourself means developing emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and the ability to manage stress. It means letting go of limiting beliefs that hold you back and adopting empowering ones that push you forward. It means surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you rather than those who drain your energy or keep you stuck in old patterns. The way you think and feel affects every decision you make, so making personal growth a priority will transform your entire life. Another key part of self-investment is mastering your time. Time is the one resource you can never get back. How you use it determines the quality of your life. People who invest in themselves don't waste hours on distractions, negativity, or meaningless tasks. They are intentional with their time, focusing on things that move them closer to their goals. This means setting priorities, eliminating time wasters, and developing habits that create momentum. Every moment you spend growing, learning, and improving yourself is a step toward a better future. Self-investment also includes taking risks and stepping outside your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when you play it safe. If you want to reach new levels in life, you have to be willing to challenge yourself, to fail, and to get back up again. Every great success story is filled with moments of uncertainty, discomfort, and failure. But those who succeed are the ones who use those moments as fuel rather than reasons to quit. The more you invest in expanding your abilities, the more capable you become of handling challenges, seizing opportunities, and creating the life you truly want. At its core, self-investment is about recognizing your own worth. You are your greatest asset. When you prioritize your growth, well-being, and development, you create a foundation that supports every other area of your life. Success isn't just about external achievements. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And when you make that commitment, when you decide that you are worth the time, effort, and investment, everything else begins to fall into place. When you commit to becoming your best self, success naturally follows. Many people chase external achievements, more money, better relationships, career advancement, without realizing that these things are often the byproducts of personal growth. The truth is, your external world is a reflection of your internal world. If you want more out of life, you must first become more. The moment you prioritize your own growth, discipline, and mindset, the opportunities, relationships, and success you desire begin to align effortlessly. Everything starts with the person you are becoming. You can't attract a life of abundance, fulfillment, and purpose if you're operating from a place of self-doubt, inconsistency, and fear. If you want to build a thriving business, you must first develop the leadership, resilience, and problem-solving skills necessary to run it. If you want deep, meaningful relationships, you must first cultivate self-love, emotional intelligence, and strong communication. If you want financial freedom, you must first master discipline, financial literacy, and the mindset of wealth creation. The results you want in life will always be a reflection of who you are at your core. One of the biggest shifts you can make is taking full responsibility for your growth. Too often, people wait for the right circumstances to improve before they take action. They say, I'll start working on myself when I have more time, or I'll focus on my goals when life slows down. But the truth is, waiting is a trap. If you don't take responsibility for your own progress, you'll always find excuses to stay where you are. The most successful people don't wait for perfect conditions. They create them by becoming the type of person who is ready for success no matter the circumstances. This means embracing challenges as opportunities to grow. Too many people see obstacles as roadblocks rather than stepping stones. When something doesn't go their way, they assume it's a sign to give up. But high achievers know that challenges are simply tests designed to build resilience. Every setback teaches you something. Every failure sharpens your skills. Every hardship forces you to grow into a stronger version of yourself. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Shift your perspective to, what can I learn from this? The moment you start seeing challenges as growth opportunities, you gain control over your future. Another essential part of becoming your best self is consistency. It's not about making big dramatic changes overnight. It's about showing up every single day and putting in the work even when you don't feel like it. The people who create lasting success aren't the ones who rely on motivation. They are the ones who build discipline. They train their minds and bodies consistently. They learn every day. They take action even when it's uncomfortable. They understand that transformation isn't a one-time event. It's the result of daily habits repeated over time. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping who you become. If you surround yourself with negativity, distraction, and people who don't push you to be better, it will be nearly impossible to grow. But when you consciously create an environment that supports your goals, one filled with inspiring mentors, empowering content, and like-minded individuals who challenge you, you accelerate your progress. Success leaves clues. The fastest way to elevate your life is to learn from those who have already walked the path you want to take. Self-doubt is one of the biggest obstacles to becoming your best self. Many people never reach their potential because they don't believe they are capable of more. They let fear dictate their actions, staying in their comfort zone, instead of taking the risks necessary for growth. But confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build through action. Every time you push yourself beyond your limits, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more. Confidence is developed through repeated experiences of overcoming challenges. The more you step up, the more you realize that you are always capable, and that belief begins to shape your reality. At the end of the day, personal growth is the foundation of everything. When you become the best version of yourself, every area of your life improves. Your relationships become deeper, your career opportunities expand, your happiness increases, and success flows more effortlessly. It's not about chasing external rewards. It's about committing to the process of becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts those rewards. The moment you prioritize your own development, everything else in your life begins to align. Success isn't something you find, it's something you create by becoming the person who is ready for it.